can you just, I guess, easily describe what the biggest changes have been from background staff?
Yeah, there's been a lot of, for sure. Yeah, there's been a lot of new. There's been a lot of good here. I've been a part of some great programs with Coach Brown and been fortunate enough to be part of those staffs and those teams. We've had success. Belichick's brought some new stuff, a culture that's new and sort of uplifted, and just a mindset that attacks the day every single day. Obviously, that brings new coaches too. So, a new position coach for me, new defense coordinator, so new schemes, which is always fun to learn and play in. So, there's been a lot of good with Coach Belichick.
We have Jeremiah in front here.
Yeah, Will, I'm kind of curious, like, how has it been for you personally, getting to know all these new guys that have been coming in as someone who has been around for a while? What's been that process of like establishing like all these new relationships with these new guys?
Yeah, it's been exciting. It's been exciting. As a leader on the team and an older guy that's been here for a while, there were a lot of new guys in the spring and a lot of new guys now in the summer with freshmen and transfers. It's just been exciting to learn new people, meet new people, take on a new challenge of leading guys on the team, and just creating that team chemistry. This is an important part this summer for us, just building that team chemistry, getting ready for fall camp. So it's exciting.
What's been the biggest surprise of Coach Belichick? What's kind of thrown you? Maybe you weren't expecting him to coach like that or be like that or anything?
I would say, I feel like Coach has a narrative of being like serious all the time. Coach, he jokes with us, he laughs with us. We'll laugh in meetings. He has a humorous side to him as well. So I feel like that's the biggest thing, the biggest curveball. You're coming into like the first meeting, you're expected to be serious, 100% locked in. He comes in and he introduces himself, and then he busts a joke. That's the second thing he said. So I mean, it's just stuff like that, small stuff like that.
Can you tell us a joke?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
Adam in front here.
Shipp, Adam Smith in South Carolina. That's exactly what I was going to ask you about maybe the biggest misconception. Is he funny?
He is. It catches you off guard. You don't really expect it. We'll be like, even if it's like in the meetings, we'll kind of laugh about play. Like there was a play where I tripped during the spring and I tripped right in front of him, and he was just kind of tripped on air, tripped on nothing. A lot of the boys laughing. It's just something where it's like, something small like that. Just something like get to.
And just real quick, how would you compare and contrast what you think this offense will look like compared to the previous offense of last season? Like, what are the similarities? What are the differences?
I mean, that's kind of a hard question. I mean, I feel like we're just going to put the ball down to play. No matter what we're doing, we're going to put the ball down to play. We're going to throw it. We're going to run it. We have great receivers. We have great running backs. We've had people transfer in, transfer out. Quarterback situation, we're all 4 or 5 quarterbacks can play. So no matter who plays, plug and play, whatever we do, I feel like we're going to be good regardless. And I know we have, with Coach Belichick, he's going to make sure we're always on our thing. But also with Coach Lombardi, Coach Kitchens, Coach McGee, Coach Friend, that whole offensive staff, they're all working together and also working with us to just start dialing stuff in now. So, I mean, I feel like you just can't really, nothing to really expect from us.
We're going to go to the middle of the match.
So, Jordan, when you officially found out that Coach was coming to Chapel, what was your initial reaction? And did that kind of inject a little bit of life into that you got off the goals for yourself anyway, but then you feel like, okay, my goals are a little bit more attainable than it was my first day here at Chapel?
Yeah, I mean, when I got the news, I was with my roommates Alex, Vardy, and I. We were all together, and it was just like that's the greatest coach of all time. He's about to be coaching us. But I mean, at the same time, I still feel like you're gonna get in what you put out, no matter what you do, no matter what you're doing. So I mean, of course, that coach is gonna lead us in a great way. The program has definitely changed into more of an NFL style program. With the training room, the food, the recovery stuff, the strength and conditioning. Coach Moses is doing a great job. It's tough. It's definitely hard. We just coming from a tough lift, but it's gonna help us in the long run. So I definitely feel like my dreams and goals are definitely attainable. But like I said, I'm more worried about just growing day to day.
Christo, coming from a smaller school on the FCS level to here, school on the Power 4 level, what was the area where you saw the biggest sort of jump in just the things that were available to you, the things that you could do here coming to Carolina?
Yeah, obviously the resources that we have here at North Carolina are pretty tremendous, from the facilities to the academic support, and obviously having a graduate school here. So the resources were, a huge advantage, and, just being able to, have that at your disposal, being able to come in here pretty much whenever was, a huge advantage. At the end of the day, football's football. It's, that's just kind of really how it is. Obviously, the level of athletes that are here are, pretty impressive. But we was able to play with a lot of really good players at Holy Cross. A guy, my buddy just got drafted this year, and whatnot. So, overall the resources is probably the big thing. But what we have here and what we're building right now, kind of building that foundation day by day, brick by brick. It's it's truly special, and excited to be a part of it.
Brian, over WRL, you mentioned the connection to Belichick's daughter. Was the connection to Carolina or the connection to him? Like, how did you get involved in that recruiting process? And when you found out he was taking this job, did you get a call into him, or were you already looking at trying to get Carolina or a different, P4?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, where you kind of go in the portal, you mark out, what type of schools you're interested in, and as you kind of go through the process, your vision becomes more clear, and Carolina kind of fit all the bill. And obviously with Coach Belichick coming here, the pedigree that he brings, the greatest coach of all time, undisputed. It's it's pretty remarkable. And I had Amanda Belichick reach out to me and kind of get me connected here, and then from there go through that process, get evaluated, and it was a perfect fit, and just you're here now, and it's pretty great.
You mentioned greatest coach of all time. Is that intimidating? There was 18-year-olds in that room, 22-year-olds who witnessed this whole career at the Patriots and seen all the Super Bowls, I'm sure. And now that guy's your coach. Is it somewhat intimidating, or what's the?
I mean, maybe at first when you see him, it's all you see is the Super Bowls that he's won. But when you get here and you see the way that he cares, you see the way that he approaches the game, you see how hard he works. There's no question why he has the success that he has, and the attention to detail, the emphasis on fundamentals, and really just kind of creating competition for the guys. That's what's getting built here, and guys are embracing it, and he treats everybody with tremendous respect, and it's been great.